In the define phase, we will be looking at two broad topics here in this Six Sigma Yellow Belt course. One is project identification and the second is some basic project management tools. In project identification, we need to look at the voice of the customer, what customer wants, because earlier also we have said that any Six Sigma project is tied to what customer needs, what customer wants. So we need to listen to the voice of the customer. That's the first thing we need to do when we are defining a project. Then we need to go through a number of steps for project selection, because there could be number of projects you could do. There are number of improvements you can do in the organization, but then you need to focus on only a few selected projects. How do we select that project? We will look at that. We will look at stakeholder analysis, because you need to satisfy number of stakeholders. You need to satisfy the needs of the customer. You need to satisfy the employees, management. There are a number of stakeholders in a particular project. How do you analyze that? That we will be looking at in the stakeholder analysis. Then we will be understanding process, because process has input and output. How does that matter? We will understand that in this section. Once we have talked about project identification, then the next main topic in define phase would be project management basics. Because this project which you are doing as an improvement project is also a project. You could do this Six Sigma project, or your project could include a big, let's say a refinery project or a bridge project or a road project. Any project requires some basic management. We will be understanding some of the basic tools required for managing this Six Sigma project. The first tool here is the project charter. We will see that what project charter looks like, because the project charters will tell that what this team, the team which is doing this Six Sigma project, is supposed to do. We will talk about that in the project charter. We will see the communication plan. We will talk about the project planning. How do you plan your project? And we will be looking at some basic project management tools, and we will be talking about phase review. Phase review is also known as gate review. When we say DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve and control, there is a gate after each of these phases. So once you have done the define phase, then you need to pass through a gate, and that will confirm whether you need to proceed to the next phase or not. So there is an evaluation after each of these phases. We will talk about that in the phase review. So these are the topics which we will be covering in the define phase in this Six Sigma Yellow Belt course.